Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. Susan Pierce here with Eden's Living TV, and I really have a great guest tonight. We have Lisa A. Romano. She is the guru of narcissism, teaching about emotional abuse. These creatures are all alike, and if you've ever had to deal with this Jezebel spirit in people, it changes you and makes you sick. I am living proof. Lisa has been very much involved in my growth and making me understand that I was not crazy. I was just being abused, and she gave me tools, her 12-step programs, her soul challenge that she has going on. It's amazing. Welcome, Lisa A. Romano to Eden's Living TV.
Oh, thank you for having me back.
You are amazing. You have this ability just to communicate with people and make people feel like they have a community. I know when I was isolated and being abused, I was so alone. I had no one to talk to. No one would listen to me. Like, why don't you just leave this person? And it's almost like a Stockholm syndrome where you are so emotionally attached. It was like I came off Oxycontin and I had a harder time coming off them that I did drugs. Yes, it's the same thing. True. My brain was addicted to this person. But your whole background is you're a best-selling author. You are a spiritual healer. I can tell you that. Lisa's mission in life is to help others transcend the wounds of the past. You are not your trauma. You are not your wound. And she helps others to feel that they need to, well, she teaches me to love myself. And that's what a beautiful lesson. If you don't love yourself and fill your cup first, you can't have any impact on the world. So, Lisa, what in the world is emotional abuse and narcissism?
So emotional abuse is basically when you're dealing with predators and manipulators who lack empathy. They feel entitled, grandiose. They're convinced that they're right. And so when you're dealing with someone who's always convinced that they're right and they see you as a source of narcissistic supply, which narcissism is gained through the psychological control and emotional control of others, sometimes physical control, sexual control, financial control of others. So these are literally people, they're predatory in the sense that they cannot function in life alone.
That's true.
They need someone that they have to attach to. So in that sense, they're codependent, but they're, I would say, malignantly codependent in the sense that they can't function without a host.
Do you know what I call them? You remember that movie, Evangelina Jolie, and it was the man that she had a baby with, and she wound up having to kill him. But he would take over the lives of people like a hermit crab. He would study them like a predator, know them, know their habits, and know what he needed to supply. He wanted something from them, wanted to be them. And then they move in like a hermit crab, kill the host, and take over the shell.
That's exactly what they do. And so the best way to manipulate someone is to control them from within their own mind space. And so that's why I teach people mental and emotional resilience and mental and emotional control. Because if you don't have control over your mind space, then you can easily fall prey to someone who lives on planet Earth with the intention of invading your ability to trust your instincts, to trust your emotions, to trust your thoughts. So a narcissist is somebody who, by definition, is entitled,
very
lacks
much so.
Empathy. So that means they know they can tell what you're feeling, but they don't feel what you're feeling. You understand?
Ooh.
Somebody who is healthy can actually look at someone who is walking down a busy street with a bunch of boxes and see them trip, and they can feel the embarrassment of that person or the trouble that person is having. A narcissist will sense that person is vulnerable and jump in and take advantage of it, where a healthy person steps in and, can I help you with that? Because they can feel what that person feels. So they have empathy, cognitive empathy, but they don't use empathy in a healthy way. They use it as a manipulative tool.
I have to ask you this, and this is the last, I've brought this up in 4 shows, and I went, oh my gosh, my trauma is coming through in my TV shows. I don't trust people. I had doctors put medical implants in me. I've had doctors that I don't trust that are trafficking me. And I went to this mindset coach in Atlanta, and I told her, look, I am being gang stalked. I'm being targeted for being a truther. I'm a CDC whistleblower. I need help. When I get these implants out of me, I'm going to need someone to rebuild my spine. And she was sending me these messages you listen to. I know you do that too. But I swear to you, before I knew it, I was dying. I was in a hospital. I was on my birthday. She texts a happy birthday. I said, I'm in the hospital dying alone. She says, I'm sorry, my plate's full. I have a big Bali retreat, which I helped her plan. She wouldn't let me go to the retreat. She says, you'll have post-traumatic stress. You don't need to be around people. She isolated me. My mindset coach says she should know isolation is trauma. Lisa, I didn't pay her $6,000 quick enough for Pilates, and I had to choose. I had a little girl whose 3 children were being trafficked by DHS, and we were running from the cartel. As this person, you're ready to invest in your health, $6,000? I'm like, this is not the time to talk about money. I'm running for my life. She blocked me and won't talk to me now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm begging for the communication, and she will not speak to me.
I hear this a lot. And I think that we have to be very savvy in the world. And it's when we're talking about communal narcissism, it does exist. So communal narcissism is generally a group leader who speaks vulnerable language for the purpose of controlling someone.
She said,
right?
You're loved. You'll never be alone. She wanted my money. And when she didn't get my money, I was a friend and helped her through a surgery. I'm talking about tens of thousands of every morning. I'd help her. Helped her through a major surgery. And then when I'm running from the cartel from my life and saved her, I actually ran off the cartel from her house, knocked on her door at 5:45 in the morning. I said, you remember one of those days I said I'm going to show up at your home? Today I just ran off someone that was going to kill you and traffic your daughter. She wouldn't even communicate me within. Walked in her house, shut the door. And I went, they're going to traffic your child, and I was here to save you. It's been 3 months, and every day I wake up crying. Every day I wake up crying.
Yeah. No, it's a deep wound. It's a deep wound. And when we have this need to feel seen, we have this need to feel safe. Unfortunately, until we really feel safe and trust our inner being, unfortunately, there are people out there that can sense that, and they'll exploit it for their own gain.
And she's like, I don't want to be around you. Negative energy. I'm like, you're a mindset coach, Pilates. I'm broken. I have post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury. And you're telling people online, be very careful. You're around negative energy. It affects you. I'm a broken person needing your help. She's more worried about making her method international.
Yeah,
I will never recommend her or anyone, and people in Atlanta know who I'm talking about. I'm going to warn people. I'm going to write the board of Pilates. I don't care. I'm going to warn people about this. She's a predator. She's a predator.
Yeah, we have to really be careful. And when you're dealing with a good coach, listen, there are bad doctors and there are wonderful doctors. There are great coaches and there are terrible coaches. But what you want to flush out, especially if you're vulnerable, which is really hard, right? But you have to have the wherewithal to understand that a good coach is focused on your results.
Yeah, not her growth, her method. That's why I feel so in love with you. Because you know why I love you? During your soul challenge, you told me that you had an opportunity to do big shows with big people. And they're like, Lisa, we need to change the message. You're like, nope. I don't care about making money. I don't care about Lisa. I don't care about money. I'm here to help people find their purpose, find the creator, whoever you call it, God, source, whoever you are, that's your personal walk. Mine is Yeshua. And I want to love people. I see you. I love you. We're a community. I'm going to meet you where you are. That's a good life coach. You said, you can't change my message. I'm not here to make money. I want to heal people. And I went, wow, Lisa Romano's the real thing. And you give from your heart. You give tools. You give your books. You give your programs. And then you give your audience a chance to ask questions and be a community. I need community. You provided me community, and I want to thank you for that tremendously.
No, you're very welcome. I think, it's you have to be true to yourself. I lived my life feeling like I wasn't good enough, and I was told by the parents that I loved, my siblings and family members, even neighbors, that I wasn't good enough. There was something wrong with me. I grew up feeling like I was broken.
You're too smart. You're too hyperactive. Sit down. It's my whole life. Sit down and be pretty. I don't want to sit down. I want to be loud. I want to dance. I want to sing. I want to love people. No, you'll get back in that box. But she teaches to get out of the box. Is that hilarious?
Yeah, yeah. And that's, I believe it. I believe
She
it.
teaches get out of the box, and I want to be out of the box, and then she tries to manipulate, control me, and then when I didn't pay her the $6,000, poof, gone. More trauma, more mistrust.
Yeah, it's also, I think it's important that professional relationships, because then they get messy. That's when our trauma, that's when we really get hooked. So professional relationships, in my opinion, should remain professional. And
I messed up working with a friend. That's where I messed up.
Oh, I didn't know she was a friend.
We were friends for 4 years.
Oh,
and that's what hurts, is because she just turned off 4 years of me being with her, promoting her, giving her shows, promoting her on Facebook. She isolated me and wouldn't let me go. That's exactly what I needed, was to get away and get community.
Well, you see, now we're talking about someone that saw an opportunity for you to help them. And
when they got all their promotion and their free shows, and I got them all hooked up to my UK global people, and then they blocked me. What's so funny? I told her, you cut your nose off to spite your face, because all the UK pages, I put her in 60 pages, Lisa, because I'm a media personality. I have connections all over the world. I said, I was trying to promote you. I was your cheerleader. And when I was running for my life, I don't have time. My plate's full.
It's not uncommon what you're talking about, but it's when you see it, that's when you have to cut and run.
Well,
right?
I would love to have a communication and go, did I mean anything to you? Was I a friend ever? Or was I just a $6,000 mark to you? It's hard when you realize you're a mark to someone. I
think when we're dealing with people who have high narcissistic traits, whether they have NPD or they have high narcissistic traits, one of the things that as a victim who's been discarded, because, and this happens a lot, even in my family, my mom and my dad, the minute my mother got sick, my father had no use for her. Right? Her whole life, she took care of him. And the minute she had a stroke, she became a nuisance because she wasn't able to take care of him anymore. Right? So
he didn't get that supply met, and he had to go find that supply somewhere else.
Well, he was annoyed that he had to give of himself. The empathy annoyed him. The responsibility. Now you need me. Right?
How dare you?
Yeah. Right? He was angry about it.
Yeah, how dare you?
But I think those of us who are struggling with that type of discard, especially a friendship of 4 years, you have to understand in your head, they're built to not give you closure.
Really? Is that more form of the abuse? Is to, I know. She's watching me. Maria, you watch me every day. And then she goes, you know what's so sad? Now she's stealing my work and my words verbatim. My words are coming out of her mouth, and she's charging people, and I'm not. I have a problem with that.
Yeah, and so what just for your own sake, as we move you forward, right? We want to release her from your energy. We want to release her from your consciousness.
How do you do that? I really, honestly, and I need to pay you for the session almost.
No, you don't.
This is a coaching session, but I really want people to see my pain and understand. I'm just like you. We all have pains. We all have traumas. Lisa, I didn't know you had a gun to your mouth. When I was younger, literally, I didn't want to kill myself because, God, I can't kill myself. I'm a Christian. I didn't want to do it. But I remember one night I was so high on Oxycontin, recovering from my wreck. I put the gun to my mouth inside, and I was like, I can't do this to my nieces.
Yeah.
I can't do this to my friends. And I shook awake, and I was like, God, you have to show up. Mm-hmm. So thank you for not doing that.
Oh, yeah. No, it was and that's the moment I realized, I can't be that bad because I'm going to go to school and face all of this abuse and all of this bullying and live in this very cold, authoritarian house that is my mother bullied me relentlessly. I'm going to show up tomorrow because I don't want to do this to my brother. I don't want to do it to her.
Were you the caretaker to your little brothers? Did you become the mama?
I tried to be, but my mother and my father had just done so much triangulation that he couldn't accept it. So our relationship has always been strained because of that. And I just accept that because I can't change it. But my goal for you would be, how do we get you to release yourself of the consequences of an emotional abuse or an entangled relationship?
It's been my whole life, though. It seems like I jump into the fire because I'm the little codependent. My mother was chronically ill, bedbound. Mm-hmm. And so my whole life, Mama, let me get this. Are you okay? My whole life was serving other people. I don't even know how to serve myself.
Right.
And she did teach me self-love, though. You got to pour your own cup first.
Yeah, and what happens, though, below the veil is that when we everybody becomes mama. Everybody becomes the woman I'm trying to fix so she can heal and then fix me. You have to be very careful of that pattern, because it could have been your childhood trauma with this person. If I help her, if I build her up and I get her to a good place, then at that point she'll be able to take care of me and my wounds. That was the fantasy. That's the fantasy of every child who is born to a mother that, for whatever reason, does not do the mother's fault. I can't reach you.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Anything.
Did your mama show you love? Because my mother showed me by buying me things, but as far as hugging me and loving me, she had a husband to die very tragically. Like, he was a very big, virile man. In 2 weeks, he died in the hospital. Tongue shriveled up, black. They thought it was a tick that got underneath his watch. But she was a widower of 5 children, and then her house burned down with all those babies.
Wow.
And I look back at my mother, and then she had an arsenic. They had to use arsenic to kill some kind of worm she got in the Mississippi Delta, and they had to take 60% of her stomach. And I look back, and I'm like, you know what? My mama was a victim. I know she was a victim of MK Ultra. I'm just going to say that right up. Right, she was a savant musician. And I just look back going, if we do, which I know we carry our trauma through generations, but my mother never told me, I love you, baby. Come here, let me hold you and fix you. My daddy was always the one that held my hair when I puked or got up and cooked me breakfast. It's like everybody in that home was her caretaker.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So did you get the love, told I love you and support like that?
No, it was, no. My mother's mother was a hardcore alcoholic, abusive towards my mom.
Wow.
And so when my mother had me, I think she had this fallacy that, oh, I'm just going to love this baby and everything's going to work out. My father was pretty narcissistic, and 19 years old, she was frustrated.
Oh,
and
19 when she had you.
Yeah, so I was seen as a burden, you know.
Did she ever tell you weren't wanted? Because my mother, before she died, she looked at me, she says, you know, we never wanted you. You weren't planned. You were a baby of 9. I went, Mama. But she says, we love you. You're the joy of our life. But why would you slap a person and then come back? But we love and adore you.
Because they don't understand. You know, words matter. And you know, we're always going to be, well, we don't have to be. But we generally tend to be the inner child to our parents. And so they could be 90 and say, well, you were never wanted, but I sent you to a great school and look how great you turned out. They don't realize that our brain, our ego is hearing I was unwanted first.
Right.
The brain is skewed for the negative. And if you don't want me, that is akin to death for me. So we have to be really, really careful that we don't let our survival brain keep us in a state of trauma and survival, which I would want to move you out of with this woman.
Yeah, that fight or flight. I'm in fight or flight with her. They had literally, we called my producer Little Buddha, and I woke up just thinking about her and so mad because she was supposed to be a guest on my show. And I've been shaking on one. I'm like, Satan, I rebuke you. And she had to come and she says, okay, just breathe. Just breathe. Just be with me. She intuitively knew that I was outside of my body.
Correct.
I was disassociated in the trauma, reliving the trauma, and she brought me holding my hand. I tried to pull away. She's like, nope, I'm going to hold you, and I'm going to let you settle. And I said, wow, do you even know what you're doing? You're literally grounding me. She said, yeah, I went to Japan, and they called me Little Buddha. I went to go take martial arts, and I take martial arts. So see how God came in and settled me down, got my brain. Oh, martial arts got me back into my body.
Yep. Yeah. That's CPTSD. It's just I personally don't want to give people outside of me that much control over what's happening inside of me.
Amen
I refuse.
to that.
I refuse. So it really is a matter of creating the intention that, yes, this happened, you know, but I'm not going to allow listen, I had someone that literally stole my entire business plan over the past 30 years, even the name of my book.
No, Lisa.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not
terrible. That's like, what is the Australian, Barbara O'Neill. You wouldn't believe how many people create false accounts and say they're Barbara O'Neill.
That's right. That's right. You're right. But it's just like, you know, it's just, It is what it is. It's the world we live in. It's narcissistic to copy.
That hermit wants its shell. Give me your shell. I want your business plan.
Well, you'll never be me, so keep going.
Yeah, keep on going. This is what this person, I think this person secretly wants to be me because she does interviews like me, and now she's starting to talk to doctors and integrative. I've been doing this for 10 years, integrative work, functional, naturopathy, talking about oils and herbs. So she did a thing on pharmaceuticals, the dangers of pharmaceuticals the other day. I'm like, well, thank God she's at least getting the message out. Thank God.
Good. That's awesome.
Good. Maybe she's learning.
Yeah. No, that's good. So it really is about like understanding CPTSD, narcissistic abuses. How could you have done this to me? I trusted you, and I was so good to you.
She knew I didn't trust people, and I begged her, look, all I ask is please don't hurt me. Please don't lie to me and manipulate me. And then when she wanted me to sit down and write for an hour uninterrupted when I didn't do it is when she got really pissed off. And I'm like, I'm trying to save a child whose 3 kids just got stolen by DHR. I now have DHR knocking on my door doing a mental evaluation. I had to get a judge friend to go, will you call that attorney general and tell them to leave me the hell alone, that I'm saving trafficked children and I'm trying to take down a pedophile satanic ring 88 miles from me. And if you want to play with me and do a mental evaluation, I can bring the whole Alabama government on your head. You know what? They left me alone.
Wonderful.
DHR didn't call back. DHR is stealing our children. They are. CPS too. So that's the work I really do. And trust me, I've been shot at. I've been run off the road. I've been medically kidnapped. I've been beaten up by the police. You name it. I've been drugged. So I'm tired, Lisa, and I'm not too smart. I'm not invisible. I'm a loving person, just like you are. And I'll be dang if I'm going to let someone manipulate and control me.
Amen. Ever. So the best thing for you is just work towards releasing her from your consciousness so that you can do the work that you're meant to do.
I'd like to do some one-on-one with you. I really do want to set up some private sessions. I really, truly do.
Yeah, let her do what she's doing. Lisa's one of the few people I think I can actually trust, and I know she's not going to try to hurt me or steal my money or slander my name. No.
Oh, I had that happen. I went and helped a little geneticist friend, and she was a drug addict, and I saw it, and she's stealing money from little grannies, trying to save her, little granddaughters. I'm like, how are you doing this? You're stealing from people. So she called everybody on my Facebook list and my family trying to get me arrested and put in a mental institution.
Well, that's the smear campaign, right? That's part of narcissistic abuse is the smear campaign, the triangulation, and the flying monkeys. I'm going to get to them and talk smack about you before you can talk to them about me.
Tell them about the flying monkeys, because my God, do I have those monkeys all around me. I'm like, I see who you are now. You go on back and tell them if they aren't an adult enough to call me and come talk to me yourself, don't come relaying messages at the circus.
Yeah, so
I'm not going to your circus.
There are some flying monkeys that, I genuinely have empathy for, because some of them, they're listening to narcissistic manipulation and they can come off like they really are concerned about you.
Oh, this is it. The last little smear campaign. I'm telling you, when you start talking about the bioweapons and pedophiles and trafficking, you will have everybody and their mama try to shut you up. I promise you. You said something, I just lost my train of thought. They actually will just copy everything you do, and then they'll call people and go, oh, this is what I was going to say. I'm so concerned about her. She's really mentally not well, and I really am just so concerned. I'm not upset. Let's check on her. Oh, my gosh. Seriously.
Yeah, and then what happens is like a friend goes, oh, my God, are you okay? Simple story. My ex-husband and I got into a really terrible argument. He was threatening to not pay the mortgage, while we were separated, which meant, that was not going to be good. How do we sell this house and how do I move on? And he called my mom after the argument. He says, Lisa's really upset. You should check on her. She just threatened to take her own life.
Oh, no, he didn't play that card to get the money.
And then my mom called, and she just never told me what he said. She just said, oh, how are you doing? I said, it's all right. I didn't even tell her about the argument because we weren't like that. We didn't even have that relationship.
Oh, you didn't even have that kind of relationship.
So a year later, she says to my best friend at a soccer game for my daughter, how's Lisa doing? Her ex-husband called me about a year ago and said that, she was in a bad way, that she was contemplating suicide. Thank God my friend has such a backbone. She whipped her head around. She said, are you serious?
Thank God for her.
Yeah, are you serious? So my mother inadvertently was becoming a flying monkey. So she was, every flying monkey is groomed. They're groomed by people that, like I said, they don't have emotional empathy. I should be concerned about my wife, so let me play that card. Or how can I'm going to get out triangulation. I'm going to get out ahead in case she calls her mother and says, he just threatened not to pay the mortgage. That's why codependents get into trouble. Mm-hmm. You back yourself into a corner because you don't tell people what's really going on with you. You're afraid of what they're going to think. You try to make everything look perfect. Yep. So that
we're getting close. We got a minute and a half. I want to I hate to step on you, but I want to quickly talk about your 12-step program and how they can find you, because your programs are amazing. I just did your soul challenge, and every day I was like, wow, there's a little bit. I was taking notes, and I teach this. I'm trauma certified. And I was like, wow, that's a nugget. Wow, that's a nugget. So quickly, let's talk about your programs you have to offer and how people can find you.
You can find me at www.lisaaromano.com or YouTube, Facebook. I'm all over the place. I have a podcast, Breakdown to Breakthrough. Also one of the most listened to meditation teachers on Insight Timer.
Heard meditation tapes are phenomenal.
And the 12-week Breakthrough Coaching Program is basically a process of taking you from a point of not knowing what's going on, helping you live above the veil of consciousness, and help you psychologically process your past from a higher state of consciousness. So we basically teach you how to think well. If you're not thinking well, your life isn't going to be well. So we teach you how to think well.
If you get trapped in your mind, you're trapped like me. I'm ruminating, and I'm smart enough to know, okay, it's a trauma. I'm on that rumination wheel. I need to get back into my body, get grounded, and I praise Jesus, sing, and dance, and I do fun things like that. So, Lisa A. Romano, thank you so much for coming. And again, thank you. It felt like it was a personal session here, but I wanted my audience to see I'm a real person. I struggle too. We all have trauma. You are not invisible. You are not unlovable. You are enough, and you are worthy. If you enjoy shows like this, please tune in to Channel 16 WYBU. We have a Christian television network app that you can download, and when we go live, you can actually, Lisa, you can have the show go live with all your friends. And I'm here to teach y'all, please get back to the Garden of Eden. Please detox. Let's move. Let's get fresh air, and let's love one another. Eden's Living TV, you can heal one bite, one thought, one prayer at a time. Peace be with you.